Hi, it's Paula from Within. I'm back. We had technical issues earlier, so I hope this time we'll be able to record the whole session. Okay, so I think I'll just start from the beginning. Okay, welcome to another live. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet a small pumpkin. Okay, a few days ago I showed you how to crochet this big pumpkin, and I'm sure most of you enjoyed it. I forgot to measure it after finishing. I forgot to measure the size of the pumpkin, so let me just measure it today. It's quite a big one. It's a size it's about 28 inches. Yeah, so it's quite big. It's quite a big pumpkin. And today I'm going to show you how to crochet a smaller one. If you want to view the replay for this pumpkin, you find it on my channel. You can watch the replay. I did the video a few days ago. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to crochet this smaller pumpkin. I've run out of this yarn, so I'm going to use this color. Okay. And this yarn is from Stylecraft. It's called, the color is called Spice, and the yarn is chunky yarn. So chunky yarn from Stylecraft, and the color is called Spice. Okay, but I've run out of this yarn, so I'm going to use this yarn. This yarn is from Ice Yarns. It's worsted yarn from Ice Yarns. Okay. All right. Okay, let's start. I've got a small bowl just for demonstration purposes. I'll just show you how to crochet row 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 rows, and then we'll skip to the end because I've got this ready to show you how to finish the pumpkin. So I've crocheted this panel earlier. Okay, so for this tutorial, you're going to need your hook, a 5mm hook, a tapestry needle, a scissors, 2 stitch markers, and 2 pieces of yarn. I'll show you what to do with this later. Okay. So I'm going to teach you 3 stitches. So the first one is the chain stitch. Second one is the slip stitch. So the abbreviations is ST, which stands for slip stitch. Slip stitch. And the chain, the abbreviation is CH, that stands for chain. Okay, and single crochet, which stands for SC, which stands for single crochet. Okay, so 3 stitches you're going to learn today. The first one is the chain stitch, which the abbreviation for that is CH, and then the second stitch is SLST, which stands for slip stitch, and then SC, which stands for single crochet. Okay, so let's start. And this is what we're making for those who are just joining us. We are making a small pumpkin, and I've run out of this yarn, so I'm using this yarn. Okay, so to begin, we start with a chain of 18 plus 1. Okay. So we'll start with the slip stitch, with the slip knot. We start with a slip knot, which is this one, and then we'll chain 18 plus 1. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, plus 1. The last chain is a turning chain. So our project has 18 stitches plus 1 turning chain, which is this one. Okay, then from here we are going to slip stitch 4 into the first 4 stitches. So we're going to start from this stitch here. We're going to start from here. We're going to slip stitch 4 into the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you start with 4 slip stitches. Take a stitch marker, you insert it behind the hook to mark the end of the slip stitches. Then from here we're going to single crochet 10. So we're going to go into the next stitch, we're going to insert our hook and then pull a loop and then yarn over, pull through 2. So this is a single crochet. Okay, and then we crochet 9 more single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's a total of 10 single crochets. So you slip stitch 4, place a stitch marker, and then single crochet 10. Then from here we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. That's 1. Then insert your stitch marker here, and then single crochet, no, slip stitch 3 more stitches. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then chain 1 at the end of row 1, then turn your work, then slip stitch 4. So this is row 2, we're going to slip stitch 4 stitches. So this is the chain 1, so we're not going to insert our hook into that chain. We're going to insert our hook into this chain here into the back loop of that, into this stitch here, into the back of that stitch. Okay, so this is a chain and this is the first stitch, so we're going to go into the back of that stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, pull a loop, pull through all the loops here, okay, like that. So I'll show you again. Insert your hook into the back loop, pull through all the 2 loops, so that's a slip stitch. Okay, we're going to go into the next one, insert our hook, and then pull through the 2 loops. Okay, so that's 3. Then into the next one, insert our hook, pull through. Okay, so those, we've got the 4 slip stitches at the beginning of the row. Then from here we're going to remove the stitch marker and we're going to place it behind the hook here to mark the end of the slip stitches. We're going to start on single crochet stitches now. Okay, so and we're still working into the back loop, which is this one here. Okay, so we're going to insert our hook into there, pull a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2. That's a single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we've got our 10 single crochets. Then the next one, we're going to slip stitch. We're going to start the slip stitches now. So we're going to slip stitch into that where the stitch marker is. We're going to slip stitch into the back loop. So that's 1. We remove our stitch marker. Then we place it into that first slip stitch. Okay, so place it behind the hook. So that's our first slip stitch. And then we go into the next one. That's 2. And okay, next one, 3. And then last one, 4. Okay, so that's 4 slip stitches. Okay, then chain 1, turn your work. So that's row number 2. So from here we're going to repeat row number 2 29 times. Okay, so we're going to do 20 more rows and we're going to repeat row number 2. So remember, this is our chain 1 and the next one, this is the first stitch. So this is a chain 1, so don't crochet into that. You go into this stitch here. So this is the stitch. This is the stitch, but we are working into the back of the stitch, into the back loop. So we insert our hook here. So we're going to make 1 slip stitch into that stitch, and then we go into the next one. That's 2. The next one, 3, and then the last one into where the stitch marker is. That's 4. Okay, then you remove your stitch marker. So experienced crocheters don't use, you don't have to use the stitch markers. I'm just doing this to show beginners how to keep track of your stitches, so that you don't lose stitches along the way. So 2. So we're working on the single crochets now. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then we slip stitch into here where the stitch marker is, into the back loop. We slip stitch here, remove our stitch marker, or you can remove the stitch marker first before, so that it's easy for you to stitch to crochet into the stitch. And then we place our stitch marker on the back of the hook. Okay, so that's first slip stitch, second one, third slip stitch, and the fourth one. The fourth one is a bit hidden, so I'll show you at the end of the other row how to find it. You just have to look for it, really. Because if you miss a stitch, then you will lose stitches. So chain 1, slip stitch into the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so you keep doing the same until you have your 31 rows. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I keep losing connection. That's what happened earlier, and I had to stop and restart, and it's happening again. So I don't know. Can you hear me? I keep losing connection. I don't know why, but can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say hi or say something, because this happened earlier and I had to start again. Okay. Anyway, we're going to continue. So we are on the first single crochet. So we're going to do 9 more. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So remember, we should have 10 single crochets between the slip stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Then we remove the stitch marker. We insert it here at the back of the hook, just to mark where 2, 4. Okay, so we don't put it there. we slip stitch one first, and then we insert our stitch marker, put our stitch marker there, and then slip stitch 3 more stitches. Okay, so yeah, I said I would show you what to do at the end of the row. So if you miss this stitch, if you don't slip stitch into the last stitch, this is what will happen. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop here, chain 1, and then I'll start the next row. Then I'm just doing this to show you what happens if you miss a stitch, because this is what happens with a lot of beginners. Okay, so this is how it will look like. So as you can see, it's clear that you've missed a stitch there. Okay, so to avoid that, at the end of each row you have to make sure that you crochet into the last stitch, and the last stitch is hidden, so you have to kind of like, you have to look for it. Okay, so this is the stitch, this is the stitch here, but we're not crocheting into this loop. We are going into this one, the one at the back, this one here. Okay, so you take your hook, you insert it into the back loop, and then slip stitch, and then chain 1. Okay, and then turn, and then slip stitch 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we'll continue doing the same until you have the 31 rows. So let me show you how to improvise with yarn, to improvise stitch markers. So we're going to remove that stitch marker. So we've got our 4 slip stitches here, so we want to mark the end of the slip stitches before we start the single crochet. So you take your piece of yarn, you put it there in front of the hook. So this is for those who don't have stitch markers at the moment. So you put it in front of the hook, you go into the next stitch, you pull a loop, and then you continue with your single crochets as normal. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So that's where the piece of yarn is, and this is where the stitch marker is. So I'm going to remove this and use the other piece of yarn. So you take your yarn, you put it in front of the hook, and then you continue with your next stitch. So we are working on last 4 slip stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the 4th one, remember, it's hidden, so it's easy to, that's why most people miss that stitch. So you look for it. So this is the stitch here, but we don't want to crochet into that. We want to go into the back of the back loop. So this is the stitch here. You want to crochet into the back of that stitch. So you take your hook and then you go into the back of that stitch. Okay, and then chain one. Then on to the next row. I'll just do this row and then I'll show you how to how to finish the pumpkin. Okay, so this is a chain one, slip stitch into the next one, 1, 2, 3, and where the yarn is, that's the fourth one. So that's 4. Then you remove your yarn, you place it in front of the hook like this. Then you continue with your single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so got your 10 single crochets there. You remove your yarn, then you put it in front of the hook, and then you continue with your slip stitches. So it's best to use a different color yarn so that it's easy for you to see. Okay, so we're going to do the last 4 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then remember the last one, you look for the hidden stitch, because if you don't, you start losing stitches and then you wonder why your edge is not straight or why you have less stitches every row. So this is the stitch, but we don't want to go in here. We want to go into the back loop, which is hidden, which is really hidden. You have to look for it. So there, you go here, that's the stitch. That's where we want to go, into the back loop of that last stitch. Okay, so that's our last stitch, and then chain 1. Okay, so we have how many rows? So this is the right side. As you can see, this is the right side of the first row, and this is the wrong side. So I always count with my facing the right side. So that's 2, 4, 6. So we've got 6 rows now. Okay, any questions? Did you like, are you getting value from this tutorial? If you are, press the like button so that I know that what I'm teaching, people are enjoying it and it's clear and they can understand. Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, click the like button so that I know that, you can hear me. Okay, I guess not. I'll continue. I just hope that you can hear me because I've been having a lot of technical issues today. Okay, so this is how it will look like at the end of row 31. Okay, so you have a panel like this. And here's a tip for you. You use a stitch marker. You put a stitch marker at the end of that. So this is your stitch. So at the end of row 31, you have your 4 slip stitches, yeah, and then you chain 1. Okay, and then you can use a stitch marker just to keep your stitches secure. This is just a tip. But if you're continuing, there's no. If you're going to, if you are not going to put your work aside, or if you're going to finish your work, you just continue with what the next step. But if you're going to put it aside into the pending basket, into the what do you call it? UFO. I don't know if any of you has the UFO basket, unfinished projects. So if you're going to put it away for a day or two, or for a few minutes or hours, you can use a stitch marker just to keep your stitch secure, so this will not unravel at all. So if you pull, it will not unravel. This is just to keep the stitch secure. Okay. So from here, you leave a long tail. Leave a long tail. Then you just pull the yarn to secure the last stitch. So you do a chain 1, then you pull the yarn. No, I didn't do a chain 1, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh. Okay, so at the end of the last slipped stitch, the 4th slip stitch, you chain 1 and then you pull the yarn to secure the last stitch. Okay, so and then from here we are going to join the seam. Sorry, there's a knot here. I just want to undo the knot. Okay, we're going to join the seam. Okay, I'll give you a tip here of what I do. I want to make the seam invisible. So what I do is I make sure that when I'm sewing the 2 sides together, I'm facing the right side. Remember, for me, the right side is this side. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. How do I know? When I started the first roll, I was on this end here. So this was row number 1. Okay, and then row number 2 was this one. So this is the wrong side. Yeah. So when I'm sewing the 2 sides, I make sure that I'm facing the right side. And I go to the beginning of the seam, okay, and then insert the needle into this space here. Okay, and then go back to the top bit and insert my needle into this loop here, the innermost loop, not this one, this one. And then I'll insert my needle into here. So this way you get an invisible seam. Okay, you go in here into the innermost loop, not this loop, but this one here, and then you go into this space here. And then, yeah. So you continue doing the same until you get to the end of that, the end of the seam. Okay. So you leave a long tail, one that is a tail that is manageable, so that you can use that tail to sew everything up instead of joining yarn. You can just use that long tail to sew everything up. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so that's the seam done. I think you can still see it, but it's not that visible. Let me show you the other side. Okay, so this is the other side. What do you think? Do you like this method of joining? This is called whip stitch. Okay, we're going to close one end of the pumpkin. So to do that, so after you've done your seam, just make sure you've tied a knot just to secure that, and then you start weaving your yarn or your tail into these bumps here. Don't know if you can see, going there. So you're going into every other row. So this is row 1 and 2. So you skip one row and then you pick a loop like that. You just thread your yarn into that into those loops like that. So here we can put a stitch marker. Put a stitch marker here. I'm sure you can see that this live is not rehearsed. I'm just I didn't script this live, so it's an impromptu video. But I hope you're learning. I hope you are gaining valuable information that you can use in your craft. Okay, so you go here, go under that bump, under this one and this one and this one, and a few more left. Then you go into this one, that's the last one. Okay. And then here, this is where we started. I'm going to insert my needle here and then pull the yarn to close the circle. Okay, so that's closed. We're going to make a knot so that the circle will not come undone, will not unravel. Okay, so tie another knot. Okay, that's done. Okay, that's one side done. So from here we're going to stuff the pumpkin. I'm going to use, I've got this stuffing I got from my old pillow. So I'm just going to use that. If you don't have any old pillows, you can buy your stuffing online. But I've got a few, I think I've got 2 old pillows, so I'm just going to make use of them instead of throwing them away. I'm going to make use of the stuffing. So it's up to you how you want to stuff. If you want the pumpkin to be stiff or you want it to be nice and soft. So you just stuff it to your liking. I like my pumpkins nice and soft, so because if you put too much stuffing, then it will be hard. It will be stiff. So Okay, I think that should be enough. I've got a loose end there. That should be enough, I think. Just a little bit more. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's okay now. So I'm going to use this loose end to close the bottom. So when you start your panel, just make sure that you leave enough yarn to sew the bottom bit. Okay, so you do the same as you did on the other side. You go here and you go under that little bump there, and then you insert it into the next one. So you're skipping every other row. Go there. Okay, let's put our stitch marker to mark where we started from. Okay, so you're gonna go into the next one, the next one. So if you want to see more lives or tutorials like this, please make sure that you subscribe and share with your friends. And if you are enjoying the tutorial so far, hit the like button. So that more people can, because when you hit the like button, it can reach more people. The live can reach more people, you know, the more the merrier. Okay, so after that, you pull the loop, not the loop, you pull the yarn to close. Just make sure that you can insert your needle into the first, into here where you started from. That's why I put the stitch marker there, so that I don't lose the start of the. Okay, so you insert your needle here and then you pull to close the circle, and then you make a knot. Insert your needle like this, and make a knot. Then just do it a few times to make sure that it's secure. Okay, and then weave in the loose end. I hope I'll get better with time, because I think this is my fourth live or fifth? I don't know. And I'm hoping that I'll get better with time. So we're just going to weave in the loose ends. Okay, so this is how the pumpkin looks like now. So we're going to shape it into this shape here. So to do that, you take your long tail and start shaping the pumpkin. So I'm going to insert the needle into the middle here. I still don't have the long needle. I'm still using a short needle. I think for this one you need a long needle. If you watch my other live, I really struggled with this needle. It's not long enough for this type of project. So, okay, so you insert it in the middle and then you pull to make a dip between, like that, and then you insert it again into here, into the middle. Then use your fingers to feel the needle there. So you do it a few times so that the pumpkin will maintain its shape. Go back in there. Okay. Okay. Just going to do it one more time and that's it. See, this is what I meant. You need a long needle to do this part. And this needle is not sharp as well, so there's yeah. Okay, so I think that's okay now. So that's our pumpkin. That's how it looks like. Here we're going to weave in the loose ends. I've got a few more steps to show you, and then that'll be it. Okay, so I'm going to cut the yarn. Okay, so that's the pumpkin, and it measures, this is the small one, it measures see, about 13 inches. It's the same size as the other one. For this pumpkin, I've used worsted yarn and this 5mm hook. 13 inches. It's the same as this one. This one I've used chunky yarn, and it's the same size. I used chunky yarn and 5mm hook, so it's also 13 inches. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this, the stalk. This stalk. I'm going to show you how to do this and how to do the bottom part. So I'll start with the bottom part first for those who are interested. And I'm going to use a smaller hook, a 2.5 hook with, I'm using worsted yarn from Iceland. Oh, not Iceland, ice yarns. Guess I'm tired. Okay, so start with the slip knot. Oh, we're going to start with the bottom bit, so we start with the magic ring. And then chain 1, single crochet, 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then close your circle. And slip stitch into the first stitch, slip stitch 1, then chain 1, and then single crochet 2 into the same space. So that's 1, 2, and then do the same, single crochet 2 into every stitch until you finish the round. Single crochet 2 into all the stitches. So single crochet 2 in every stitch. And round 2. Okay, and then slip stitch into the first stitch. Okay, and then chain 1. And cut your yarn. Okay, as you can see, this is unraveling, coming undone, so you need to pull that center again to make sure that's closed. And then you weave in the loose ends. So we're working on this part here, this bit. That's what we are working on now. So just weave in the loose end. Because I used a small hook, the stitches are a bit tight, so, and I wanted the stitches tight, so that's why I used a small hook. Because if I had used a 5mm hook, the size of the piece was going to be too big. So I used a smaller hook to get a small piece. That should be enough. Okay, I'm rushing now because I'm losing daylight, so I hope I'll finish this before it's dark. I'm using natural light, so it's about to get dark. Okay, so this is the bottom bit, just a small round that you sew onto the pumpkin. So you just choose which side you want to be the top, and which side you want to be the bottom. So I'm going to put this on here. Then I'm just going to sew this. There's no method of doing this. Just do it. Just try to be as neat as possible, and just make sure that it's sewn onto the pumpkin and it's covering the bottom bit. Some people don't. I've not seen any crochet patterns with this part, but I just thought it would look nice with the bottom covered as well. But you don't have to do this part, this bit. You can just do your pumpkin with this top, with this stalk, and that will be good enough. And no one will see the bottom bit anyway when your pumpkin is displayed, so it's up to you if you want to do this part. But I just thought I'll show you how I do it. It's a bit fiddly, but yeah, I think that's secure. So now I'm just going to hide this loose end. Just going to okay, when you're doing it, just make sure that you're not distorting the shape of the pumpkin. Okay, just hide it. I always overdo it, but I think you can just do one or two. You can just hide, insert the needle into the pumpkin one or two times, and that should be enough. But yeah, so we're going to cut the yarn. So that's the bottom done, and this bit I'm just going to quickly show you how I do it. I got this idea from another creator, a well-known creator, but she needs this part. Needs. I don't know why I always interchange the name. She crochets this part in the round, but I'm going to do it as a panel. Okay, so you start with a slip knot. Using the same 2.5mm hook, start with a slip knot, and then chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into the 4th chain, 1, and then into the next one. You make double crochets until you get to the end. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't have a pattern for this. I just, it's just something that I thought would work, and it seems like it's doing a good. It's working, because I don't know what you think about this. This looks okay. You don't have to crochet the stalk. You can buy one and just insert it. You can just buy wood and insert it in there. It's okay. So at the end of the row, at the end of the first row, you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then front post the next stitch. So front post, you go into here like this, and then double crochet 1, and then next one you back post, double crochet 1, then next one front post, double crochet 1, then next one back post, double crochet 1. So you continue doing the same until you get to the end of that row. And then you go the last one, because now we've got 2, 4, 6, 7. Last one, you go into the chain 3, the top of the chain 3. It's a bit tight because I'm using a small hook. Okay, so that's the end of the row. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and front post. So this is row number 3, front post. I think I'll do a proper tutorial showing you how to do this. If you want me to do a proper tutorial, let me know in the comment section or in the chat. Let me know, and I'll do one for all those who are interested in how to crochet the top bit, the stalk. Okay, you can either go on top of the chain 3, or you can just go in there. If it's that will make it easier. Okay, so this is the end of row 3. So you can just measure to see if it's long enough, and then maybe you can do another row. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and front post, back post. I apologize to any beginners here. I know some of this might not make sense to you, but I'll do a tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial showing you how to do this. Okay, so back post, and then we go into on top of the last chain or into the space between there. As I said before, I don't have a pattern. I'm just making this up as I go. Okay, so at the end of the last row, chain 1, and then cut the yarn, and then use a tapestry needle to sew the stalk. Okay, so what you do from here, you weave in this end, just weave it in as neatly as possible. So we're just hiding the other loose end. And then after that, you roll it like that. Like that. Just to make a okay, and then you take your needle and then you sew it together. Is anyone from the Facebook group, our Facebook group? If you are, say hi, because I don't know. I tried to put the announcement on our Facebook group, but because of the technical issues, I couldn't. So, I did put a post there, but I don't know if anyone can use it to come to see the live. I don't know if it's still if the link is working. So anyway, you sew this together. Okay, like that. And then you attach it to the pumpkin like that. So you can attach it like that. Either side is okay. Doesn't matter which side you attach to the pumpkin. Or you can look for the best looking side and then attach the other side. Okay, like that. So to attach it, you just do it as neatly as possible. And there's no method of doing it. Just make sure that it's, you can even use glue. If you have glue, you can just take glue, put it there, and then attach it. But I don't have any glue with me right now, so I'm going to sew it to the pumpkin. And there is no written method or way of doing it. You just wing it and make it as neat as possible. Okay. And then hide the loose end. Yeah, I think using glue would be much better for the top bit. But if you don't have glue, you can always sew it. This is, I thought this live was going to be short, but it's longer than what I expected. But anyway, we're almost there. So here we're just hiding the loose end. Okay, that's done. Okay, so that's our pumpkin done. And that's how it looks like. What do you think? Would you be using this method? Would you be using this pattern? I don't have a written pattern yet, but if you want the instructions, I can share in the group or in the comment section. Okay, so that's the the other one, and this is the big one, the one that I did on a few days ago. If you missed this the live, you can replay it on my channel. Okay, I think that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Yeah. Until next time. Bye. Oh, call me Jimmy. I missed the main part. Can you please show the main part? I really love your idea. I've been online for too long now. I think it's more than an hour. So you can watch the replay. I will not edit the replay because I'm going to edit it, but I will not take out because I was just mumbling most of the time. So I have to edit it. But you can watch the replay today, and I will re-edit. I'll edit the video tomorrow. But now at the moment I'm tired. Sorry. Yeah, I will upload the video, and you can watch the replay. Okay, Karen, yeah, I'll do a tutorial. Because lives are a bit tricky. Yeah, sometimes I go off the script, and yeah, so I'll do a live. I'll do a tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial, and I'll upload it as soon as I can. I'm sure I'll be able to do one next week. Are you on our group? Are you on our Facebook group? Karen, are you on our Facebook group? If you are, then I will upload the step-by-step tutorial onto that onto the page. If not, then I'll just upload it onto the YouTube channel, and then you can watch it from there. Yeah. No, I don't do Facebook. Okay, that's fine. I'll just upload it onto my channel. I'm sure you will be notified as soon as I upload it. And which pumpkin do you want me to do? Do you want the large pumpkin or the small pumpkin? Or maybe I'll just do both. Videos, the large one and the small one, because I'm sure some of you prefer the large one and some of you like the small one. So I'll do both tutorials and upload them. I'll upload them next week. Okay. Okay, I'll upload both of them. Okay, okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.